Good morning and welcome back to the channel. My name is Luis. This is Green Zebra Gardening. I've got videos to edit. I don't know what the last video was because I probably haven't edited it. But anyway, today we're here at the community plot. I've been here for just over an hour. I was last here a couple days ago. Today is Saturday, or this is Saturday morning. I was here Wednesday after work. So 7 o'clock-ish, 6 to 7. Anyway, I watered in then, but I figured since I was going to be back Saturday, because I thought there was work today, apparently there isn't. I had been so used to working here every Saturday for like the last month and a half maybe. Just because we're getting everything set up and getting the garden with like the major stuff, the infrastructure set up. So I came in this morning thinking I'm only going to be on my plot for maybe half an hour. Maybe an hour depending on how long it takes to get the basic stuff done. But apparently there isn't work today, so I'm kind of just taking the opportunity since I'm already up, I'm already here. I'm going to go ahead and do everything I need to do, everything I can do, and we'll shoot a video for it because I don't know where you guys are at on this anyway. So everything's been growing amazingly well. I can't think of anything that has like completely just like screwed up on me. Everything's actually been doing pretty well. The radishes did okay. The peppers, the beans. The Scarlet Runner beans, they got really yellow, and I pulled them the Wednesday when I was here, and I figured out I thought I was watering them too much because I was just coming every 2 or 3 days. Apparently I wasn't watering them enough because when I pulled out the roots, because I wanted to see if there was anything on the roots, the soil that it came up with was pretty dry. So I think I just wasn't watering deep enough. So that's why they kind of fizzled out. That's really been the only thing that hasn't really done well. I'm waiting for more of my basil seeds to come up that have been in the ground for probably about a week or so. But they're slowly poking up. They're old seeds, so I'm kind of surprised if any of them come up. I'm glad some of them have come up. But worst case, I can always get some starts, some seedlings. I just want to transplant right now because it's been 80s and 90s. So it's been pretty dang hot. Anyway, so let me take you around, show you what's going on, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we'll start on this side of the plot. We have watermelons. This is Golden Midget, I think. These are supposed to be, like I said before, I think 3 to 5 pounds. They're supposed to turn yellow when they are ready to harvest, so that makes it easier to know when they're ripe. So this is basically where the beans started, and they went all the way around to the back corner back there. But I ended up pulling them. That's what these are here. And the peppers have just been kind of slow. Look at that. The peppers have been kind of slow, so I'm wondering if that's it. Because I don't know. So the sun is coming in from behind the camera here. So that's east, so it rises behind me and it travels that way because that's west. So it goes over. The only thing I kind of regret on where I planted it was the eggplants, because although they are getting a good amount of sun, I probably should have planted them down there. They're kind of like cramped in there, so we'll see. There are some fruits on this first one, the one on this side. There's a couple fruits on it. There's more blooms on the other ones. I haven't really checked. The one in the middle is probably, they are getting watered, but I'm not really looking at them. We have the watermelons, the same ones as I do over here on the trellis, in between the corn. Like, I know corn was supposed to get tall, but I don't know, for some reason I didn't think it would get that tall. It's been a while since I've had a corn grow that tall. This is a bodacious corn, I think, from San Diego Seed Company. This is from the monthly seed packs, the VIP Seed of the Month Club. I had, if you don't know, when I first started, I only did the middle section. This is an add-on after the fact. I had planted some glass gem corn. That didn't come up. I put some more soil on top and compost and stuff, and so then I seeded the bodacious corn, direct seeded, and so then that's come up. But I think some of the glass gem has come through. I seeded the corn, I want to say 8 to 9 inches apart, but the fact that the glass gem was in there, I think some of that has come up, and so it's kind of made it tight. My plot neighbor over here, Kate, she was also on the Cedar Month Club, and hers are spaced out much more. So I think I might have been okay if mine hadn't had the other ones come up in the middle, because she has the more airflow and more space. Her cobs are already forming. Hers are already tasseling too. So mine's are just a little more packed in. I do have some tassels. And I do have some silks. There's a few of them around. Anyway, so I took out the beans. I've just been watering it, and I hope that with the sun getting more to the peppers here, that they'll get better. Let me pop this off. Oh, you know what? It just started to, but we'll get rid of it. So those are the green zebra tomatoes. These are all doing really well. The zinnias have gone berserk like bananas. I'll leave the link to the ones I ordered. This is a bulk pack from Amazon. I think one was like $7.99, $8.99 for the Lilliput zinnia mix. A lot of them are reds and like magentas, and in that vein. But there are a few other colors in there, like this is bright orange. And so these are supposed to be small varieties. So yeah, these are only, what, 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet tall. And they're doing beautifully. So I think from here on out, this is probably going to be my flower area. Although in the winter, obviously the corn won't be there. I may do like a row of fava beans on the middle. But I may actually do something like buckwheat to help replenish the nitrogen, because corn is a heavy feeder. So I'm gonna do calendulas, and so, you know, in the winter, and so I'll drop in some calendulas here. I still have some seeds, I think, from last year, the ones that did so well in my home garden. So next year, this is probably gonna, or this coming winter, fall, in a few months, this is gonna be my main winter fall garden. The one at home, I may just do mostly fava beans just to help replenish the soil, the nitrogen and whatnot. And I realize that once you know, flower and fruit and everything, there's really not much nitrogen to be left in the soil, but at least it'll feed it. And like, I feel like it kind of gives it a rest, because it's been going for like 2 or 3 years. I do top it off with homemade compost, and I'm sure that helps, but I want to, you know, like, let it rest, but not fully let it rest. And since everything here is doing so well, I think I'm gonna switch most of my stuff over here. Anyway, 2 marigolds. I had a ton of seeds, like I did with the sunflowers. I had a ton of seeds from all the seed swabs I planted them. I only got maybe a dozen, if even that, for them to actually grow. So I stuck 2 of them here. It just so happened that one was orange and one was yellow. I don't think I planned it that way. The different colors, and so those have gone insane. We have the Minnesota midget cantaloupes in there in the middle, which you can kind of see. Those should be hopefully going over this trellis. They're doing really well. Those were direct sown there actually as well. More zinnias. We have an Ahuixia pepper there and one in there. That one I think might be done just because it has the marigold above it. Let me go around, but in here we have the soybeans. Those are looking really good. Another green zebra tomato. I'm gonna skip the other tomato over here in the middle. It's Golden Jubilee tomato that I got from my plant neighbor. We traded plants, we swapped plants, and so that was one of the ones I got from her. The green zebras. But then we have the Armenian cucumbers that have, I want to say these is three plants in a space of like 3 feet. They've gone insane. I picked my first ones when I was here on Wednesday, but I came back and I picked some more. That big one was kind of hiding underneath. It's kind of like zucchini, I feel like. Not as fast though, where if you don't see it, it can get really big really easily. And it's an Armenian cucumber, which is technically a melon, but it tastes just like cucumber. It's freaking delicious. And then this is the Bite Alpha cucumbers. They're doing okay. They weren't looking too hot for a minute, but they're doing better. They're burpless cucumbers, which means you don't get any gas. because it causes regular cucumbers cause gas, and it comes out both ways. So that's looking pretty good on the inside. I pulled some of the zinnias in here because they weren't looking very good at all. I left one of the radishes that went to seed. Radish seed pods, which should be edible. They'll probably be spicy though because it's been kind of hot. If it wasn't so hot, they'd probably be sweet and I wouldn't have a problem eating them. The Sub Pod Mini is doing its thing. I know the bin is pushed in and I gotta fix that. But I probably won't do it until the winter when I'm gonna dig everything out anyways. For now, I'm just gonna get that way. The stuff that's in there, I'm just gonna toss over here on the top of the compost. So this is the other side of the corn. I did put in, I extended this center section. I put in some bush beans. I seeded, I mixed in a ton of different varieties of basil. I don't know, maybe a dozen packets. And just kind of sprinkle them all over. But I also put in another row of beans on that side. It's the one on this side, but for some reason, that one's not coming up. I think only one of them over there came out. And over here, we have them overcrowded. I think about 2 per hole. I think it was newer seed, but I don't remember. And so to ensure that I was gonna get something, I put doubles. I didn't really come in here, but we have the watermelons, the zinnias. This is the honey pippins, golden sweet honey pepper, whatever it's called. It's doing okay. I have some of that. I have some of those at home. They're really sweet. They're really delicious. But I think that's pretty much it. Let's see. Yeah, so we have eggplants. These are Black Beauty. Because the one at home, it's like Moon something or other, and it's similar to Black Beauty. But I've already harvested one of those. But I wanted something. Out of all the seeds I started, I think that was mainly the only eggplant that survived. So I ended up buying these 3, and I planted them here. Like I said, in hindsight, I probably should have planted them over here, but originally this was a walkway, if you don't remember. Although so was that over there. So I had a space going. I had a walkway all the way around. But I think that's it. Figured I'd extend my growing space. So we're already thinking about fall. I've already got the emails from San Diego Seed. I think they came in today about planning for your fall garden. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do flowers in the back, maybe a line right down the middle of this thing. But those plants got really big last year, so I may only do them in the back, or I may only do them, I think, like maybe up here in a clump. But everything else, beets, radishes, carrots, kohlrabi, cabbages. On the trellises, of course, we're putting in peas, probably the sugar snaps, the purples. That way we don't have to shell them. But we'll see. I will go ahead and do some root vegetables and some other stuff at the home garden. Like I said, most of that is probably going to be like fava beans and peas and buckwheat, nitrogen fixing plants. So it'll help. And then I can always chop that stuff up, put it into the Sub Pod Mini here. We have the compost bin, the composting system here, which reminds me I got to go break up those bags of substrate to dump in there. And then I do have the big compost bin at home. And I have the other Sub Pod Mini at home, like 3 Sub Pod Minis. Which when I get home after this, I'm gonna go dump in the kitchen scraps into that one at home, because I think the worms and the heat in there have kind of figured that out, and they're kind of done with it. So that's pretty much it for this. Alright guys, well, that's it for this video. It's an update. Like I said, I got some videos to edit, which I'll probably do later on today with the giant fan, because it's probably gonna be hot today. We don't have a central AC or even AC at home, so I got a box fan. So I don't know where we are on editing and where we are on what I've shown you, but I figured I'd give you an update on this. I might go home and work in the home garden, but I just watered that same day I did this one on Wednesday, and that one has mulch and that one has a drip system. This one doesn't. There's no way for us to put one in. That is going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to see on the channel, go ahead and drop that in the comment section below. Excuse me. I do post on Instagram a little more regularly, although I've been kind of laxing over there. I am over on Threads, so I kind of hop in and out of there as well, kind of like all over the place. The only thing I might do here now is I might just add a little more mulch to the walkways. I'm kind of tired because I'm going to go do that and just dump the substrate in there. You guys have seen that video. I'll link that one below. So what I do with all the substrate. I'm going to go dump it over there, water that stuff all in. I watered it, I think, last week. They've already moved it over some because they were going to dump more in the first bin, and so some of the stuff they had already broken down, they moved over. Anyway, I've said this is it for at least a couple times, but I think this really is it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.